Hello, I'm Steve, and this is my channel Steve Suggests, and today I'm talking about the Royal Barges National Museum. I've done a video before on the Surrey Hospital, the museum there, and this is this trip to the Barges Museum could be combined with that one. It'd be quite easy to do the pair of them in the same day. The museum is in the Bangkok Noi Canal area of Bangkok. The address is 80/1 Arun Amarin Road, Arun Amarin, Bangkok Noi, Bangkok. And so that's on the Thonburi side of the Chao Phraya River. The opening hours of the museum are from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. And according to sources on the internet, it's one of 7 must-see museums in Bangkok. The museum was previously a dry dock for barges and warships under the care of the royal household of the Royal Thai Navy. Dock and barges were bombed during World War II, during 1945, when the Allies came looking for parts of Bangkok that were being used to supply the Japanese in their quest to get into Myanmar, or Burma as it was then. So this was the site of the Thonburi Railway, or close to, and in the Allies' attempts to bomb the railway, some of the barges got damaged as well. So these were then restored by the Fine Arts Department, and the idea was, of course, to preserve the Thai cultural heritage. And the repairs and restoration of the damaged barges were carried out, and the dock became the National Museum of Royal Barges in 1972. Because I had already been to the Surrey Hospital Museum, I sort of didn't really pay much attention to how I should get there, and I just took the water taxi to that Wang Lang Pier and got off there. It actually turns out to be the wrong side of the river, but I just got a motorbike taxi to the museum. It was quite an eventful trip in that once you got onto the correct side of the river for getting to the Barges Museum, it was just like in and out through these tiny alleys, and they were like narrow, like, you know, like you wouldn't want to poke your elbows out because you'd wipe one of them out. And we were probably only travelling about 20 or 30 kilometres, but the walls seemed, you know, felt like they were closing in. It was that close, and it gave the sensation of a bit more speed. But the other side of all that is that having been delivered to where the museum was, and there was a left here, right there, left, right, left, right, right, or whatever. It was all these in and outs. It was I've got absolutely no idea how I was going to get out. But anyway, that was something we'll leave for the end of the video, as to how I did find my way out. And I'm here today, so obviously I did get my way out. So that little trip cost me 80 baht, and it was like just such a fun ride, and I really regret not videoing it. I mean, I didn't know when I was going into it that it was going to be like that, but it was a bargain. You know, it's almost like I would go back to the museum to see if I could replicate that trip. An easier, more sensible way, if you like, is to get to the museum by river taxi. When I was at the museum, I asked if I was able to join the river taxi to get out, but you can't. You can only use the river taxi to get away from the museum if you have taken a trip there on, you know, to go to the museum. It's a round trip excursion, or whatever you want to call it. So that sort of surprised me, because you can usually do virtually anything in Thailand. But anyway, that's just how that was. So to get in, the entrance fee is 100 baht. I visited on the 2nd of January in 2018, and because it formed part of the Thai New Year holidays, the admission was free. But there is a charge for using your camera or phone your phone and camera to take photographs, and that's a 100 baht charge, or 200 baht if you take video. So it's still, you know, in the context of what it costs to do things in the West, it's still a very cheap form of, you know, entertainment, and going and having a look at some of this historical stuff that is available in Bangkok. So there's actually 52 barges when they formed the full Royal Barge fleet, and they're maintained by the Thai Navy, the Royal Thai Navy. Each barge is like a masterpiece of their traditional craftsmanship with intricate and ornate decoration, and that's sort of what you really would expect in a royal procession. And when they are in a procession along the Chao Phraya, when the 52 barges are spread out, there's over a kilometre between the first and the last. And to man these barges, there's 2,082 specially trained Thai Navy personnel to propel the full 52 barge fleet. The King's barge is known as Supanohong, and that was built in 1911, and it's the most important of the boats that's on display. It's constructed from a single tree, and that's said to be the largest dugout in the world. The name Supanohong means golden swan, and there's a large swan's head sculpted into the bow. So there's what you might call lesser, but there's still significant barges. They feature bows carved into other Hindu, Buddhist, mythological shapes, such as the Naga, which is the mythical sea serpent, and Garuda, which is the Vishnu's bird mount. So the original use of royal barges goes back to the Ayutthaya era, which is between 1350 and 1767. That was when a majority of travel was by boat. Barges similar to the ones displayed at the museum were also used during times of war, and during the Ayutthaya area the royal barges numbered into the thousands. If ever you want to see these barges up close, the best way is to go to the museum. It would be really good to see them in a full procession, and I think it's the Katanan festival, which is when the king presents new robes to the monks, which is sort of sometime in October, and they take the royal barge procession to deliver the robes to the monks. So you're not really going to see anything quite like this anywhere else in the world. It's something that seems to be, well, as far as I know, is unique to Thailand. I can't think of any other culture that's got anything quite like this. So then you might want to think, you know, I've said that you can do this and in the hospital in the same day. How long is a good amount of time to spend at the museum? And I think that I spent about 2 hours in there, just, you know, sort of looking around, reading everything that was there to be read about the barges and the history and those sorts of things, and taking a few photographs. The other thing is that there weren't very many visitors when I visited, so if there's a lot of people there, that probably will impact just how long it takes you to get through the thing. So leaving, obviously I got out. I went through something which has a Thai name, but I checked it in Google and it translates to Small Fleet Department of Transport. And it's like a Royal Thai Navy building and boatyard, and so I walked through there, and it took me to the Arun Amarin Road. Nobody seemed to be bothered that I was walking through what was basically military grounds, but when I asked if I could take photos of the other boats there, I was told that I couldn't. So that's pretty much it for this video. There's not really a lot else to say, other than this is something that's noted as one of the must go to museums, and I found it certainly worthwhile. and no reason to believe that'll change in future. So if you made it all the way through to here, thank you very much for watching. There are other videos, of course. Please consider subscribing, liking and commenting if you like, and catch you another time on the next one. Thanks. Bye.